The 3060 Ti is launching tomorrow. Will you be able to get one? Where can you find one? How much will they cost? And is it worth it? Let's talk about it. Alright friends, my name is Glenn. I am your host. This is New Tech Talks, and we are going to be talking about the 3060 Ti. I want to give you guys a breakdown on this card and how to get one and where to get one and how much will they cost and are they worth it. And if you're interested in getting one of these cards, smash that like button for me right now and help a poor YouTuber out. It really helps out with the channel and I really appreciate it. So let's start this thing off with talking about price. MSRP for the 3060 Ti is going to come in at $400. Now go ahead and pump the brakes, some of you guys, because you're already thinking, why on earth is the 3060 coming in at $400? Well, we got to remember, guys, that this is its 3060 Ti, which is directly comparable to yesteryear's 2060 Super, not yesteryear's 2060. The 2060 will be replaced by the normal 3060 coming out later next year in Q1. So this one directly relates to the old 2060 Super, which was a terrible card. I'm sorry if you have one. I just personally hated that card and the pricing of it. Which, by the way, the pricing of that card MSRP'd for $400 as well. So this is its direct successor. And personally, guys, for the performance you're getting, I don't think it's that bad of a price because, and then we're going to jump into performance, I guess, right now too. That wasn't the intention, but we're running right into it. So the performance of the 3060 Ti is actually above the 2080 Super of last year. Now, it's barely above it, and personally, it's a wash, really. I mean, if you had the 2080 Super, really your only difference is slight production task will run better on the 3060 Ti, and your 2080 Super is going to use a little bit more power, but besides that, they're basically on par with each other on almost everything. Ray tracing is a little bit better on the 3060 Ti, but honestly, it's not very good on the 3060 Ti either, so I think that's kind of a wash. But what we are looking at, guys, is 4,864 shading units, 152 TMUs, 80 ROPs, SM count is at 38. Our tensor cores, we have 152, RT cores is 38, and we have 128 kilobytes per SM on our L1 cache and 4 megabytes in our L2 cache. Now, that's not a bad lineup. Also, we're getting 8 gigs of GDDR6 memory once again, and it's at 14 gigabits per second. And guys, it's a pretty stout lineup. I think it's a really good card, and the fact that its TDP is only 200 watts is actually pretty impressive as well. This card's probably going to run really cool also because it's going to be using the exact same 3-fan coolers from the 3070, because guys, this is basically just a cut down 3070, and it's only barely cut down as well. I have a good feeling, guys, that this card, because it has a cut down amount of shaders, it's probably actually going to be able to overclock better, and you may actually be able to touch 3070 performance, if not even go over 3070 performance by what, 1 or 2%, which is, once again, it's kind of a watch, but the fact that you can do it, actually, it's pretty cool. You can probably beat that too with the 3070 if you overclock that one as well, but I know the 3070 doesn't overclock all that well. It does do better than the 3080. The 3080 is like just a joke of an overclocker anyway, but the fact that this one was probably going to do better for overclocking is kind of cool too, because you can get extra performance and pay less. But that's to say you get the Founders Edition, which more than likely is going to be impossible to get. So let's talk about AIB pricing, which is going to be, guys, anywhere from $400 to $500. And I've heard that cards like the Asus ROG Strix are going to be above that $500 mark. Now, I don't know how much further above that they're going to be, but that's a bit ridiculous, and I can assume the Gigabyte Aorus Master is probably going to be above that $500 mark too. But once again, guys, you're in 3070 territory there, and that's stupid. That just is. But all the other cards staying within that $400 to $500 mark, I actually think that's pretty good. I actually think the pricing on this card isn't that bad. A lot of you guys might not agree on that, but I think it's kind of in the right point. I think this $400 to $500 mark is going to fit a lot of people's budget who still are rocking 1060s and 1070s and even 1080s, or 2060s for that matter, or honestly, guys, the 2060 Super if any of y'all actually have one. I don't think I've even met one person with a 2060 Super. Now, if you're using something like a 2070 Super or a 2080 or 2080 Super, I don't think this is worth as an upgrade. I wouldn't buy it, guys, either. I'd keep your own cards. because your little advantage you'll get in ray tracing isn't all that good. So I would go for something above the 3060 Ti. I don't think this is worth it for you guys. But can you get one of these cards? I know what you're thinking right now. You know, every launch has basically been a wash. But guys, I'm here to tell you that this card will be available on launch day on December 2nd. I don't have concrete numbers, but what I can tell you is 3060 Ti will have nearly the same availability as the 3070, and I do actually have 3070 numbers for specifically my personal microcenter, guys. My personal microcenter received 200 3070s. Now that was a whole pallet, guys, a whole pallet of 3070s. They sold out the same day they launched, but at 3 p.m. That meant that everybody in line that showed up to get them early, and there was quite a few, they all got one, and everybody trickling in through the rest of the day got them too, and they sold out at 3 p.m. And guys, the 3060 Ti is supposed to have the same availability, possibly a little bit more than the 3070. I wouldn't hold my breath for there being more, but I would say more than likely it will be the same amount. So that means if you go to a microcenter or if you're on an e-tailer, you have a decent chance, you really do. Of course, your chances are much higher if you go to a brick and mortar store like Micro Center, which is what I always suggest, and I'm going to tell you guys now, go ahead and get ready to go if you want one of these, because I think you'll actually be able to get one. Just like I told you about getting an RTX 30 series card at AMD's launch, you'll have to get there early if you want one, because people will be showing up. Now, Nvidia may have done you a favor, however, because they kept this card pretty hush-hush to your everyday Joe. They don't know that this card is really coming up until today when they get on YouTube later tonight or got on this morning. They're like, whoa, Jay's 2 cents is reviewing a 3060 Ti? Guys, most people didn't know this card was coming. Of course, the people that like to scalp and the people that use bots to buy cards, they all knew. And tech people like us, we knew. But your average day Joe probably didn't know. So that may actually help you because this is more in the price range of your everyday Joe as well. So more than likely, I think it's not going to be too hard to get one of these cards, guys. But I want to know what you guys think, and I need to know afterwards, too. Did you try to get one? Did you fail, or did you make it? I'm going to go ahead and sign out, guys. This is going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you liked this video, go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already. I'm just giving you another reminder because most of you guys don't actually like the videos, and that doesn't help me with the YouTube. So please, like the video, my friends. And that's it. I'm out. I will talk to you guys in the next one.